Hello, welcome to the garage area. It is me, Ryan. Again this week, Adam decided to skip out again, so we are here after Kansas, where Ross Chastain picks up his first win of the year. So let's get into it, see what happened this weekend. Lap one was kind of off to a bang. Off of turn two, we had a big wreck involving five guys. Got four wide. Chris Buescher checked up, and then guys behind him wrecked each other. um, Elliott scraped a wall. He started in the back due to an engine change. He actually finished ninth, so that he didn't get much stage points, but he did have a recovery considering how hard it is to pass these days. So anyhow, we had Josh Berry, AJ Allmendinger, Harrison Burton, 21, and Jimmy Johnson, of course, gets collected on lap one for I don't know the 100th time since he came back. So he he's had a rough go of it in his limited starts. The big thing that coming out of this was Josh Berry. He got spun in the incident and had four flat tires, and kind of a similar situation. We go back to Blaney. He didn't have any flat tires. He just broke steering. But NASCAR decided he couldn't be taken back to pit road. They took him back to the garage. Ronnie Childress on Twitter said that was the dumbest thing he's ever seen in 25 years of his experience. So that was definitely something that needs to be looked at. I don't think it's a rule problem. The rules, I think it's a car problem. I don't see why. The whole thing is with his underbody stuff. They put stops and whatever to keep him from scraping up and whatnot. And that's my view on it. Is the car. This car has just been nothing but problems the last 3 years. It doesn't race well. I mean, it made the mile and a half better than what they were. I think there was probably other changes that could have been with the other car to fix that, but that's neither here nor there. So we're kind of stuck with what we got. We need to work on this car now. But yeah, there's got to be something, or at least if we're not changing the cars, like take them to pit road and allow the team to judge what can or can't be done, and then, I mean, I don't know. You come up with the different reasons why you shouldn't do that. The time it takes on pit road, you can't have trucks holding up pit stops. It would make cautions longer and stuff also. So I don't know what needs to be done. I know they have these new air jacks and whatever that they can come jack the shocks up to lift the cars off the ground. But Childress also said that with the four flat tires, you're still not going anywhere. So something in the design of this car is just flawed. That's all there is to it. I don't know how you fix it. Maybe allow them to fix a car back in the garage or something with this time thing. Give them 10 minutes in the garage or something. Go in and get out. That'd be my best thing. Maybe once they hit pit road, they turn down the garage, or once the tow truck unhooks them, give them 5-10 minutes and say, all right, if you can get it back out to pit road or something in a certain amount of time, I think that'd be about the best thing that I can come up with on the spot. So, that's just my 2 cents in it. So, hopefully we can come up with something better than what we got right now. The next thing, lap 19, Kyle Larson gets a flat tire. Initially, they said they ran something over, but also later they said they think it was going low, and then they ran over their own debris when it went flat. So, that ruined his day. He didn't really hit nothing hard. He did scrape the wall a bit, but his car just never was the same. At one point, he couldn't even stay on the lead lap. I mean, obviously with cautions and stuff, he was able to stay on the lead lap. They got the car to go quicker, but he just finished 26. I think he was one of the final cars on the lead lap, if that. So, he took a hit in the points. Good thing he had the point lead at this time. So, I guess that's what the regular season runner was, as well as he did. So, get you. Byron wins stage one after him and Bell. About 8 to go. We're fighting for the lead there. Bell gets loose and scrapes the wall. This is the first of the incidents. He ended up finishing 5th in the stage, I believe. So once he got back in the air, his car probably didn't run as well. I mean, that's with how this car is. So I had Justin Haley in the 7 car this week. Him and John Hunter Nemechek, they were 3 wide, and Haley with his new spotter, I think, had some communication differences. Hopefully the audio's all right with this. I'm kind of changing things up here and there. Maybe I went the wrong way. I don't know. But anyhow, the spotter saying in and out, and Justin Haley misunderstood it and hooked a left to make a pass, and John Hunter Nemechek was right there and awaiting. So that, I don't think it ruined either one of those days, but it just they were already kind of in the back. I mean, at one point Haley and LaJoie in the swap, they were both running top 25. So I think they're both in similar equipment, running similar than they were before. So I think LaJoie ended up 15th in the Rick Ware car. So maybe he's proven he's better than what Spire has. I don't know. So I've never been high on Haley. The only thing I've ever seen him do is in the Xfinity Series is win restrictor plate tracks, and he got his luck win at Daytona in the Cup Series a couple of years back. So, we'll see how this goes. I mean, obviously Spire has decent enough equipment. I think you should be able to get top 10s and 15s. Obviously, Hocevar and Zane Smith I've seen running in the top 10. They were running higher than Haley, so we'll see what happens when we just talked about Rodney Childers when he gets over in the 7 car, and see how well it runs next year. Austin Cindric gets spun, hits the wall. He ended up finishing 34th. He had a really good day. He was above the cut line for much of the day. Definitely was outrunning more than what I expected him to. So puts him in a hole with Talladega. I expect him to be strong at Talladega. The Penske cars are probably going to be lined up 1, 2, 3 at the front at some point, trying to get stage points and whatnot. So that'll be interesting to watch how that plays out. Bowman on his strong playoff run still wins stage 2. I believe he was below the cut line coming into this weekend. I believe he's above it now. So Daytona, he gets stage points there and stuff. He'll be strong. I think he's decent at the Roval with the new configuration. We'll see. I know he finished second that one time to move on to the round a few years back. So hopefully that's how it goes well for him. Blaney has a loose wheel, 76 to go. That puts him a lap down. Fortunately for him, the way the green flag cycle played out, he was able to get back on the lead lap and not have to pit an extra time for fuel and lose more time. So I believe he got a top 10 still. He finished 4th. So yeah, that was a huge comeback for him. I believe Joey Logano also had a loose wheel at some point too. Denny Hamlin had 2 loose wheels, or 2 pit road incidences and stuff. He came back to finish 8th, I believe. So he had a fast enough car. I think he could have fought for a top 5 or even win. So there's that. The big story of the night though goes to Chastain and Kyle Busch. Before green flag stops were happening, Kyle Busch and Chastain had a good battle for the lead. Kyle Busch gets the lead through pit road and stuff. I believe Chastain comes out just ahead of Kyle Busch. Kyle came out ahead of Chastain, but Chastain got by Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch got loose, and Kyle Busch passed him back. And they were running pretty even times trying to get through traffic. And of course, the big story is Kyle Busch spins out behind Chase Briscoe, who was the last car on the lead lap. Chase Briscoe, obviously a chase car, fighting for any point he can get. He obviously, everybody's blaming him for the wreck. I believe Briscoe did what he needed to do. He needed to stay on the lead lap if a caution came out. It just happened to be the guy he was fighting to stay on the lead lap with. So, it is what it is. I believe I listened to DBC and they made some of the similar points that, it just, I believe he ended up finishing. He was running, I believe, 26 at the time. So he finished 24, so he gained 2 points. Every point counts. I believe he's still kind of in the hole a bit. So, but that is what it is. So Chastain in the end outlasts William Byron from the late charge to win the race, first race win of the season. I expected more out of him this year, but that's yeah. So let's take a look at the playoff standings. William Byron leads the standings right now, plus he's plus 34 in the cut line. The cut line is what it is. Oh, I didn't mention Tyler Reddick. He ran poor all day, which was surprising, as is normally one of his best tracks. He is -4 in the cut line. Daniel Suarez -14. Chase Briscoe we talked about -25. So he's going to need strong runs. Same as Austin Cindric, who I believe was above the cut line with the running in the top 10 times. But so Joey Logano's +4, Chase +4, Bowman +8, and Denny +11. I believe those are the four guys above, and of course Reddick, Suarez, and Briscoe, Cindric below. Six. Hamlin on back, I believe, are got to have a good days at Daytona and not get caught up in anything. Kyle Larson with is only +18. I mean, he's known for not finishing at restrictor plates, so that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I believe everyone else and above without massive incidents, which can happen at Talladega. So I guess nobody's safe at Talladega, but I feel more comfortable from the top three here: Byron, Blaney, Bell. I believe they can have conservative days and be fine. Kyle Busch, he just needs a little more than conservative day. Get some stage points, hopefully, and help him get through. Everyone else needs stage points to just in case something happens. Just hope it doesn't happen before you get those points. So we talk about Adam and I's picks. Adam, I believe, he picked Kyle Larson, of course, and I picked Denny Hamlin. We kind of swapped picks from last week. Denny Hamlin finished 8th. Larson finished 26th. So in our personal standings, where I misclicked on my spreadsheet here. I have an 8-point lead. We get 1 point per win. There we go. So he's gonna in 3 points if we pick the actual winner. So he's gonna have to pick a couple winners to give himself a chance to beat me now. So I got a couple race leads anyway. So that's nice to know. So that's my recap of the Cup race. My few 2 cents. I'll go Xfinity Series. Almirola, I believe, was the best race of the weekend. Almirola beats Custer and Chandler Smith. Chandler Smith took the lead on a late restart ahead of Custer. Custer had been dominating before that. Custer was better on the long run. Almirola, I believe, restarted a little bit further back. He comes up, and Chandler Smith and Custer eventually battle for the lead again. Almirola, who was on his last set of tires, was just praying there was no caution. With less than 10 laps to go, Almirola gets by Custer after Custer takes the lead from Chandler Smith. That was just an unbelievable battle. Custer, the big story here, there was like a few people upset at each other this race. Obviously, beginning of the race, I believe lap 4, Allmendinger clips Sammy Smith, damages Sammy Smith, and he had a terrible day the rest of the day, just trying to, I believe he was laps down, but I'm not 100% sure at this point. Riley Herbst got spun out by Austin Hill before the end of, I believe, stage 2. Right at the end of one of the stages, I believe it was stage 2. Riley got 0 stage points when he was running 5th. Hill said he was looking at the 18 behind him of Creed, and I thought he was clear of Riley and wasn't clear. Riley spun through the grass. I believe he had a comeback finish, the top 10, though. Yeah, he finished 10th, so there's that. I want to talk about Shane Van Gisbergen finished 8th. I was worried about him this round. Yeah, this is the first round for the Xfinity Series, so, I'm with the road courses and stuff, he can hold his own. He'll be top 5 no matter what. But finishing 8th on a circle on the oval track, that's a good omen for him for the rest of this. I mean, I've seen him run well at Talladega if he doesn't get caught up in anything. And, of course, they got the Roval also. So I believe, barring anything bad at Talladega, Shane may get through this first round, which was something I probably didn't expect. So I believe he's shown improvement here. So back to the upset people in Xfinity Series. Cole Custer upset at Chandler Smith, which seemed a little odd that they were racing for the lead and he didn't like how Chandler ran him up. So, it is what it is. I was racing for the win. So, Chandler also complains about how people race him and he races him that way. So I could see it both ways. I don't think anybody should be upset at anything as far as that race was going. Another thing I forgot, Justin Allgaier wrecks out again. He has had a tough run of it lately. He is now -1 below the cut line. Sheldon Creed checked up and Allgaier was right behind him and swerved, and there was guys underneath him, bad air spot, and he just clipped the inside walls. So it's not a good day for Allgaier. Looking at the cut line, talking about Shane Van Gisbergen, he's +8. So that was better than I expected him earlier in the race because I believe he started near the rear. But however it played out, he got a top 10. So Jesse Love +3 and Riley Herbst +1. So that comeback from Riley Herbst spinning out, and he would have had 6 stage points, so he should be like +7 technically if he wouldn't have been spun out. So that every point counts in these things. So we got Justin Allgaier -1, AJ -13, Parker, Kligerman, and Sammy Smith. Kligerman's -15, Sammy Smith's -23. I expected both of them to be below the cut line anyways, but they're Sammy Smith is probably another 10 points back of where he should be, considering where he probably would have finished, maybe even less. But Justin Allgaier came in the number 1 seed. Now he's 1 point below the cut line. I expect him to be strong at Daytona. If he can get the lead, I believe he can get some stage points and claw himself out of there, and the Roval also. So I believe he can climb his way out. There's and everyone else above him strong also. Jesse Love, he started off the year strong, but I haven't seen as much performance. I mean, he's getting, just in the top 10, top 15s, but to me, it's just not championship capability. Austin Hill's going to be real strong. Well, speaking of Talladega, I guess Jesse Love and Austin Hill are probably going to be the class of the field. So I might take back what I said there, but it'll be interesting to see there. Truck Series, I don't think it was much of a race. Corey Heim dominated the race. Rhodes almost tried strategy to win the race. He had like a 10-second lead at one point, but he had to save fuel and runs out with coming to the white flag. Heim takes the win. I really don't have too much from that race. I believe that. Let's see. That was their cutoff race. So, Rhodes was eliminated, and I believe Daniel Dye was eliminated from the playoffs. So they are racing for the Final Four. So they only have a couple of rounds before their Final Four. So Corey Heim would be +38, Christian Eckes +29, Ty Majeski +14, and Nick Sanchez is +8 going into their final round. Caruth -8, Ankrum, Grant -11. They have Taylor Gray -15. I expect Corey Heim, Eckes, and Majeski to be the strongest cars. Period. I don't remember. If they're going to Talladega too. Yeah, I have it on the schedule. So yeah, they're going to Talladega. So that's anybody's game there. I don't really have a preview of who's going to do what there, but that's all I got for that race. A couple of news things to go over. Ty Dillon going to Colleague Racing. Hemrick is leaving the team. I don't know what his future plans are. The Ty Dillon thing. They have a Colleague has a alliance with RCR, so Richard just getting his grandsons into cars best he can, I guess, is what I see it. So that'll be interesting to watch out. I haven't seen him do anything. So, I mean, he was out of the Truck Series 25 car, I believe it is. And Sutton, who they put in, ran top 10, I believe, at some point. I believe he finished there. So that truck ran better than it ever had all years. So we have Carson Quaffle going to JRM. I believe it was the one car they said he was going into. I'm not 100% sure, but rumors that the 9 car is not going to be a full-time car. It'll be the 5th car. So I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if it's been officially announced, but that'll be interesting to watch. JRM next year, I believe, is going to be tough with Carson and Connor Zillage. Connor Zillage finished 4th in his first oval start in the Xfinity Series. He got faster as the day went on, and them two are going to be tough. Of course, Allgaier in the 7. He's going to be getting race wins also, but I believe Sammy Smith is still coming back in the 8th. I don't know if that's the last I've heard. So I know 3 out of the 4 are going to be racing for wins, so that'll be great to watch. So I'm excited. I'm a JRM fan, of course, so I'm excited for next year to see how that plays out. Now, the biggest news just came out today. 2311 and Front Row Motorsports are suing NASCAR for antitrust laws, claiming they have a monopoly over the over the sport. They're not paying their fair share of the revenue splits. I can see it. Supposedly, Bob Pockers has all the best stuff on it. So, supposedly, only so many millions are going to the teams, and they're creating a $300 billion revenue, or $300 million maybe. I don't remember the numbers, but the NASCAR teams are only getting like 13% of total revenues, and supposedly this new agreement other teams did sign. There's a law or a I don't know. You can't, whatever's in the contract says you can't sue NASCAR. So since they didn't sign the agreement, they're suing NASCAR. So that'll be interesting to watch. I watched Kenny Wallace had a 10-minute clip on it on Twitter. He'll probably post it on YouTube. Probably check it out. It'll be interesting to see how NASCAR and 2311 FRM all deal with this. From my understanding, nobody's ever won suing NASCAR or doing like they've tried to do boycotts and stuff in the past. NASCAR says we'll move on without you. So it does seem like a monopoly type of sport. As much as I love the sport, and France is the starter of this. I mean, it was a group of guys that came together, but France is the big guy. So they definitely have a monopoly. I'd like to see teams get more money, bring in actual talent instead of pay to race drivers, with their sponsorships and stuff. So that'll be almost fun to watch, So, Kenny Wallace, he made the comment that, it's going to be interesting to watch if Bubba Wallace or Tyler Reddick are leading the race at the end of the race of what phantom caution might come out to change things. Those things happened in the past. So man, that'll be tough for them teams and stuff. I think with how that is all played out. So um, next week's schedule: trucks are Friday at 4:30, Saturday Xfinity Series at 4, and the Cup runs at 2 o'clock and an earlier start on Sunday. So um, that's all I got for this. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next week.